So do you ever feel like you struggle with imposter syndrome? So I've gotten to this place where I'm frustrated with myself for not being further. And because I'm frustrated with myself for not being further, there's this part of me that's like, okay, I'm going to study. I'm going to get myself in, not in shape, but physical shape. I'm going to do something. I've got to do something to prove that I've got something to offer. Because I was reading Proverbs, and one of the things Proverbs talks about is having a listening ear, and maybe I put that in my own words, but that you're correctable and how important it is to be correctable. And basically, if you think you have the answers, you're a fool. So lately, when I've been having conversations of any depth with somebody, I'm trying to go, okay, can I grow from this? Can I grow from this? And even when it hurts and you feel that, like, okay, God, I can learn from this because I really want to go forward. But at the same time, I notice that when I allow myself to listen to people who are helping, like, I'm instantly getting attacked with my own insecurities and feeling like, oh, I haven't done enough. How on earth am I supposed to put myself out as a coach? Because, oh gosh, I want to take this whole entire YouTube thing down. Because it's like, well, you start something, but you don't finish it. And part of being a good coach means that you are able to, prove that you've got a lot to offer. And I'm like, well, do I have a lot to offer? And I go down my list and I'm like, well, I've met a lot of people in a lot of countries. When God's called me to go places, I've gone places, and I have had him show up, and that I've been able to have the finances to go. So for me, I mean, maybe the faith, I know what it is to walk in faith and have God supernaturally provide for me for over a year. And it was through friends, but I never asked. And yet somehow I had enough. I do know what it is to walk with people from different cultures and have friendships, and I believe speak life into them. I know what it is to live in a small town, and I know what it is to live in a big city. I know what it is to process through my emotions. I do know some things. But when it comes to like feeling like I've been a success in the job field, no. Feeling like I am consistently building something, not really. I mean, I get excited so easily that I start off on one foot and I end on another foot. And the ending feeling is I'm not enough. I didn't do it right. And it's weird how you can go from confidence when you're like, oh, look at how God came through for me, to like, I don't am I a bad product? Like, if I was to become a coach, like, oh my goodness, if I don't have things to offer, how can I go there? And then I want to step back and be like, okay, so if I'm listening to what they're saying, like, okay, but what are you going to offer? It's like, okay, I need to realize, like, I just need to do something that I can put out and then prove that I've done something and go forward. So that's another reason not to take this down, is because, hey, let me prove to myself and happen to put it on video so that people can go, okay, I heard her struggle. I heard her battle. I heard how she struggled and felt like a failure. And yet somehow she goes, okay, so I don't know everything. Let me figure it out. Let me walk this journey and let me go forward. Whew. But I have to say, there is a very vulnerable place when you realize you're not as far as you want to be. And to like really look it in the eyes and go, okay, you're not a failure, but you do have to grow. And I think that place is a hard place. And maybe, like I said, that's part of this, making this channel and not getting rid of it, is so that one day I can go back and say to somebody, like, trust me, I really know what you're going through. I know you feel like a failure. I know you're probably crying out to the Lord saying, God, help me. And knowing you just have to do something that proves something. But then, like, but what if I fail? That's the reason I didn't want to do a channel, right? Because what if I fail? What if I don't finish? What if it's not good enough? Man, what if it's not good enough? That is a really vulnerable place if you want to put care into something. And there's almost like fear of caring. But one of the things I heard in like a very short period of time, where I was thinking about how a person who starts something, if they're just consistent, little by little by little, they get there. And people like me who have these grandiose dreams and grandiose goals, because it's so big, it's almost unattainable, and there becomes an excuse to not make it happen. So I heard one person go, yard by yard, it'll be hard, but inch by inch, it'll be a cinch. And then somebody else said, do something that's easy until it becomes easy, and then add something else. So easy plus one. And I heard those within 2 days of each other. So that is a goal. And I'm praying, Lord, which thing do I focus on? But I'm doing this video because one day I want to be able to go back and watch this video and say, you know what, you felt like a failure. And yes, there's things that you needed to do better. So you didn't arrive yet. But now when I'm watching this video, I want to watch this video one day and say, you know what? You were willing to take people's advice and not get offended. You were allowed that hurt to not let you sink, but to teach you and to rise above it and to go forward. And that I'm choosing to see myself realistically, but not judge myself. I don't know if that makes sense. It's when I see myself, I can be, oh, you're great, or ooh, oh, and I want to find that place where I can look at myself, I can listen to the way that people share with me, and I can look at like Proverbs where it's like, you know what? I'm not going to be a fool. I'm not going to get offended when somebody says something that hurts my feelings. I'm going to see it as an opportunity to grow, because I want to grow. I want to be the best version of me, not the best version of you. I need to be the best version of me. And so, yeah, here's me making a video that I'm going to put. I better look back at you in a year and see a lot of progress. And it's also for anybody who watches it to realize, like, it's not failure. It's a process. And I can grow. And you can grow. And obviously there are some of you guys out there who are go-getters and get-her-doners, and I would probably not appeal to you as a coach unless your issue is you need to figure out emotional health. In that case, come this way, because helping people with their emotional world, I mean, I'm pretty aware of mine, even if it's sometimes a little lucky, but I would say I have some confidence that I'm not a total mess. But I've also walked through a lot. I've walked through a whole lot. Prayed through a whole lot. Whew. Anyways, yeah, here's my video. I better watch you in 3 to 6 months and say, hey, you did something and you're proud of it. Because 90 days, that's all we're looking for. 90 days to create some shifts. Okay.